middle, at 7 foot 0 inches, number 40, Omer Hashim. A 6'6" guard from Argentina, Manu Ginobili. A 6'7" forward from San Diego State, number 2, Kawhi Leonard. A 6'2" guard from France, number 9, Tony Parker. A 6'11" forward from Wake Forest, number 21, Tim Duncan. Your head coach is Greg Popovich.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. The Spurs happy to be returning to San Antonio after the road trip. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Knicks team. And not only a 1-1 split series between these two teams last year, guys, but both wins were on the road, so home court advantage wasn't that big an advantage.
And you look back at a year ago, they played twice during the regular season, each side winning once.
Duncan with the bucket.
Last season, Coach Popovich of the San Antonio Spurs winning his 5th NBA championship, one of only 5 NBA coaches in the league's history to win that many rings. He's one of the all-time greats.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for the Knicks. Melo outside at the 3 with Amari down at power forward. Calderon at the 1, Hardaway Jr. at the 2. And it's Dallenberg in at the center. And Popovich, the only coach in NBA history to twice win Coach of the Year and an NBA title. Clark in the same season.
And yet he remains so humble. He's highly esteemed by anybody in the NBA and even beyond the NBA when you talk about his leadership and the way he has that mutual respect with his players. It's wonderful to watch how they make it happen. He tells you, first and foremost, it's a players' league, and that's how he goes about his work. Gives all the credit to the great ones he's had the privilege of coaching, and that's admirable.
Red hot right out of the gates, 4 for 4 shooting.
Inside, here's Hardaway, and that comes off the assist by Calderon. Calderon's got 3 assists now in this one. From the arc. And again, Tony Parker for 3. Parker's got 6.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day.
Calderon against Parker. Anthony dishes to Calderon. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
Even as the Spurs continue to grow older, it's really hard to write them off. I mean, it's incredible how long this team has been ruling the roosts in the West and contending for championships.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Bonner, he's checked in for Duncan. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Parker.
A room service dime by Jose Calderon.
Bonner's shot good.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Knicks trail by 7. And guys, you know, if you look at the dominance for the Spurs, they have found younger players like Kawhi Leonard, for instance, Steve, to keep them on top.
Yeah, and then Popovich does such a good job of preserving their veterans, keeping their minutes down and resting them for the playoffs. So Popovich and the Spurs really kind of wrote the book on managing the regular season.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense. They've made one basket after another since getting this game started, and you wonder, is the blowout in store.
Too early to say that and go there, Steve, but it has been pretty ugly so far.
I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as we saw, the defensive presence was almost non-existent. They may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
You know, he can be a little awkward with the ball sometimes when it's in his hands, but not that time.
Why do you think it is we don't see more of those out of him, Steve?
I don't know. I mean, he's certainly got the size. He just lacks the confidence, I think, sometimes near the basket.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for Antonio. Joseph comes in for Patty Mills. And a new group in for the Knicks. Bargnani is checked in for Dallenberg. Smith comes in for Amari Stoudemire. Ramon Shumpert is checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Shane Larkin subbed in for Jose Calderon.
They've had the hotter hand in the first half so far, no question.
Yeah, it's because of all the high percentage shots they've been working for and getting.
I don't know how they're going to keep this pace up. Both teams on fire here early.
And playing the game on rollerblades, too.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Spurs up 9. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports.
Next Monday night, December 15th, Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls take on Paul Millsap and the Atlanta Hawks. Big-time hoops coming your way.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for San Antonio.
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Bellinelli is out there with Duncan. Then there's Ginobili. Then it's Bonner. And it's Joseph in at the 1 spot. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with.
Well, for Tim Duncan with age, the Spurs have looked to reduce his minutes load during the regular season. But when he's on the court, he remains as efficient as ever.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
Here's Ginobili. Another one falls for San Antonio. Knicks trail by 9.
And Duncan last season averaging close to a double-double in less than 30 minutes a game, as dominant on the glass as ever. Tim Duncan. Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And you take a look at Tim Duncan's rebounding, Steve, moving into the top 5 in career double-doubles.
Yeah, he just passed Karl Malone and the great Bill Russell, so Duncan just continues this late career renaissance. His play has just been spectacular the last few years.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Omer Asher, he's checked in for Matt Bonner. Mills comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And Tony Parker subbed in for Joseph.
You know, Bargnani generally a pretty reserved guy overall, tends to go about his business, but there were moments last year where he got teed up for talking trash, so he's got some fire in him. Now that is a quick bucket, pretty good in transition.
That's right, that's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best. Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
And I remember that play you were talking about with Bargnani, Clark. He got into it with Kevin Garnett of all people and got the tech in the process. He definitely will play with fire at times.
And, you know, to get a tech talking to KG of all people, who's a known trash talker and one of the best in the history of the league, people see Bargnani and think he just lopes around for stretches and is nonchalant, but I think there's a fire inside of that guy that the Knicks would like to see more often.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. You know, the guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Derek Fisher was just going over the plan with his team. Teamwork was the theme of the discussion in that huddle. He said, quote, "Good shots are there for us on the perimeter if we share the ball, work it around, and find the open man." He also told them that he wants to see multiple passes on every possession. He said that was the key to getting the best shot each time down. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. And Parker comes with the help. Prigioni for 3. And again, New York with the triple.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists. Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
And that is good. Brihione's got 5 points in the quarter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
Yeah, and unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, Clark.
Smith with a wide open look. And the Knicks hit again from deep. Parker with it. Here's Ginobili. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. 6 points for Manu Ginobili. And so that's the end of the first half. Spurs lead by 13. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Tony, you guys have done such a great job defensively as a team tonight. How did you game plan for this one, and what's been your approach?
Well, we just try to slow them down. They're a tough team to handle inside. They have great players, so we just try to double, triple, and control the boards.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. It's been a clinic from Tony Parker.
Wow, the threes have just been dropping for him. Absolute dead-eye shooting in that first half.
Could not have been a more productive day for him from long range.
And on the floor for Derek Fisher as we get into the second half. Calderon at the 1, Hardaway Jr. at the 2. Anthony and Stoudemire make up the forwards. And it's Dalembert in at the 5.
Maury Stoudemire still an efficient scorer attacking the rim. The problems have been at the defensive end of the floor where last season he fouled 4 times more than he blocked a shot. Not a great ratio. So he's got to continue to work defensively.
Ginobili with the ball. He's got 9. Parker kicks to Ashik. And that's an air ball. Not even close.
You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
Guys, look, I don't know what the score is. That's the play we're all going to remember from this game.
New York calls timeout. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Derek Fisher going straight from his playing to his new job as the Knicks head coach. He brushed aside questions about his lack of experience, saying, basketball is a game that I'm experienced in playing, understanding, leading in, and helping achieve the greatest gift in the world as an athlete, and that's being a champion. Not bad, guys.
A lack of confidence. He understands winning, Doris. Thanks.
They've gotten a bunch of good looks and have been absolutely lethal from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, you got to get some bodies out there defensively, though. I mean, if things are way too easy out beyond the three-point arc.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Just a lot of disappointment for the Knicks last year and their fans, as many were hoping for them to challenge for the East title, but it just never came together. A fragile line between being a playoff team and not. Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Bellinelli gets the bucket.
And another three-pointer to their second half total.
Yeah, they caught that long-range bug at halftime, and it's been bombs away ever since.
And he gets the bucket. And the Knicks last season had some strong runs at times, but a slow start to the season, Steve. put them too far in back of everybody else.
Well, you kept waiting for them to catch up, but as you said, their sluggish start did them in, and they had to work overtime just to get back into the playoff hunt late in the year.
Catching up on the changes for New York. J.R. Smith's checked in for Stoudemire. Shumpert comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Larkin in for Jose Calderon. Offensive rebound. A shot by D'Alembert, no good.
And this is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
A different look now for San Antonio. Duncan comes in for Omer Asher. And it's Mills in for Corey Joseph.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter.
Oh,
hit it!
Oh,
watch out now. Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, now's when they need a little spark anyway.
In low to D'Alembert. And he goes in for the dunk. Clark, I'm guessing that wasn't the plan for the D on that trip.
And I'm agreeing with you there. Once they opened the lane up for him, that was a little emphasis on that finish.
Take what the defense gives you and then just power it home, right? Why not? What a floor leader he's been at the offensive end.
You know, he's done a terrific job of moving the ball around, sharing it, dispersing it, and running the show.
And Anthony gets it to go. Here's Green. From deep three-point range and out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's the Spurs up by 15. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports.
Tune in Friday, December 12th. LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers go up against Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans. East versus West. Make sure to catch it.
And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it was a great look, and it set up a three-point basket. Scanned the perimeter, found his teammate in space, and put the pass right on the money.
They've got Ginobili. Duncan out there with Jeff Ayers. Then it's Mills. And it's Parker in at the one. That's the San Antonio 5.
Boy, his performance from long range has been incredible.
I know that was your shot, Steve, and today it's his too.
And here's Calderon following the three-pointer by Tony Parker. Here's Anthony. And that one's good.
Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
And here is Parker. Fires top of the key. And the Spurs scoring again.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
Calderon with it. He's picked up by Parker. And Stoudemire slams it in.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And he does it as well as anyone. Tremendous skill in the air.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Patty Mills last season had his best season ever. Really remade his body in the offseason, adding muscle, cutting down on his body fat. Already one of the quickest players in the league. He got even quicker.
And the Spurs with some changes. Omer Asher, he's checked in for Jeff Ayers. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Patty Mills. And a switch here also for New York. D'Alembert's checked in. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. And Mills getting quality minutes at the backup point guard position.
Yeah, and for a player who spent time in the D-League, playing in China and his native Australia, it seems he's really solidified his place as an NBA player, Kevin, in part because he refocused on conditioning his body and really developed as an outside shooter, too.
They've built this lead through plays exactly like that. He's easily been their most consistent performer.
Well, he's been splashing everything today.
Now here's Anthony. They get it back. Hardaway for three. Here's Stoudemire. And Samuel Dalembert picks up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. And the Spurs making a change here. Green's checked in. That bucket in no time at all. 33 points for Tony Parker.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. Well, guys, the D-League, a test bed for ideas that might, make their way to the NBA. And one thing we've seen there is a mission to get games down to 2 hours in length. They really want to shorten the length of these games.
Well, they've banned consecutive timeouts. They've reduced their number overall. The idea is to hold viewers' attention and provide time certainty for the broadcasters.
And the basket good.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
And guys, with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who's watched it. I mean, just a total mismatch in a true show of strength for San Antonio.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
A little bit closer to the win now, and they'll be halfway to a sweep of the season series once they wrap this one up.
That's right. It's just a two-gamer since they're in. How about that, basketball fan?
Beautiful.
Wow.
Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. Might as well flaunt it if you've got it, Clark.
Calderon passes to Anthony. It's hauled in by Duncan.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
A serious game-clinching run. They've taken off here. Impressive.
No backing off. What a surge at the right time.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Muhammad, he's checked in for Usher. Bonner comes in for Tim Duncan. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Green. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Tony Parker. Rioni dishes to Larkin. The pass to Anthony. Bargnani from long range. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Tony Parker.